And welcome back to episode 2 of the Burgos Report. My guest with me today is Corbin Lockwood. How are we feeling today, Corbin?
Good. How about you?
I'm doing great. So let's start off with Wild Card Weekend. And boy, what a weekend it was. Let's start off with the first game, the Bills versus Texans. Tell me what you thought about that game.
The Texans struggled in the first half, but Sean Watson really let him back at the end.
Yeah, it was pretty interesting to see how well the Bills did at first, and then just the basically choke that happened in the second half. There's really nothing you could say about it. It was pretty rough to see there, but I'm glad for Deshaun Watson. But at the same time, I was kind of pulling for Bills Mafia. So it happens, and right now, that's just one thing you have to work with and make sure you're a little bit better there. All right, then second game, Titans Patriots. What do you think about that one, Corbin?
Good to see the Patriots go down.
Oh, amen to that, brother. It was decent to see the Patriots just lose for once and actually see them lose, because everyone but Patriots fans basically hates the Patriots because they're not cocky, but they're just that good.
Yeah.
And seeing Tom Brady go down to Ryan Tannehill, another Miami alumni, was pretty freaking cool to see.
Yeah.
I was very excited to see the flow and the move and like how I was sitting there at the half like, okay, they're up by 1. Maybe they can win this game, but I think the Patriots are going to come back. Third quarter, all right, they're still up by 1. Now it's Tom Brady time. And then they just pulled it out. That pick six at the end was pretty nice to see, though.
Yep. Derrick Henry really went off that game.
Yeah, it was really nice to see Derrick Henry. Do you think that Tom Brady comes back?
To the Patriots or to the league?
To the league.
I don't know. Probably. Didn't he say yesterday that he doesn't think he was done yet?
Yeah, I honestly, like Tony Romo said in the broadcast, that pick six at the end kind of helped the Patriots.
Yeah.
I think he won't go to New England. I think he's going to go to Dallas.
Really?
I have that feeling. And now that Dallas hired Mike McCarthy as their head coach, they're screwed. That's a horrible hire.
Yeah.
I don't agree with that hire very much, but hey man, hire what you want to do and pick what you want. But that was, oh my goodness. I saw that this morning. I said, are you kidding me? That's who they picked?
Probably couldn't get anyone else better. Anyone who wants to work under Jerry Jones as the GM.
Yeah, it's interesting because Jerry Jones is the GM, and if you don't do it, you might be the head coach, but you're doing what Jerry Jones tells you to do.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about this third game. My favorite game, I think, of the week this weekend was the Vikings and Saints final score, the 26-20. The Vikings win in overtime. Thoughts on that game, Corbin?
I was really expecting the Saints to win that one, and I got Vikings +8, but I was really hoping to see Michael Thomas more in the playoffs.
Yeah, I was hoping to see a lot more of the Saints. As you know, they were my Super Bowl pick, so I was like, you got to go out. Do you think that last play was a pass interference?
I don't know. I think there's a little bit on both sides.
Yeah. I think they should have at least reviewed it because, that's what – I don't know. But so you never know for the Saints. The Saints have been not screwed over, but kind of last second in 3 years, barely lost. And overtime, the pass interference call, and now another overtime loss to the Vikings here. All right, now the fourth game, which was kind of the most, honestly, boring game of this week, the Seahawks versus the Eagles. Seahawks won 17-9, but the Eagles were just all banged up since the beginning of this season, really. That's been the story of their whole season.
And losing Wentz there, that really was a blow.
Yeah, it really was. That first quarter, seeing Wentz, so excited to play in the playoffs, and then you get hurt as soon as the game starts. And good old Josh McCown. I know a little bit about Josh McCown. He played for the Bears for a few years, so Josh McCown was pretty cool. It was pretty cool to see him just try his best. And he put everything out there, but just couldn't get it done.
Yeah.
It was nice to see that. All right. So, you know what? Let's see. We're going to talk a little bit about Kansas Jayhawk basketball because I know you're a big Jayhawk fan. So, what do you think of the Jayhawks so far this year, and how do you think they're doing?
Definitely, we have a lack of ball handlers, I think. Just having Dotson. But Dotson plays almost 40 minutes a game.
Okay.
But having a lack of ball handlers, experienced at least, because we got a lot of turnovers. Let me see how many turnovers we had this game. We had only 14 this game, but in that Duke game, we had like 28 or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's crazy.
It's pretty fun. It's really cool. I really enjoyed kind of glimpsing and looking at the highlights of that KU West Virginia game just to kind of see where Wichita State. Because Wichita State played West Virginia pretty good. They just lost that game, so it was good to see a comparison. I still think Kansas could beat the crap out of Wichita State, but it's good to see that KU is still relevant after all these things that are going on with Bill Self and all these little things. It doesn't matter because KU is still KU.
Yeah.
That's the good thing to know about them. Your conference standings right now, you're tied with Baylor for first. Baylor, Texas Tech, West Virginia, and Kansas. So four teams are ranked in the top 25. That's pretty good for this conference, but you kind of expect that. One thing that's kind of interesting this year is the Kansas State Wildcats. From first to worst, as you see here, 7-6 this season. That's kind of rough. Dethroning your 13 set, what was it? Be 17 in a row or 14?
What was it?
I don't know. A lot. So all that straight conferences, and then being dethroned. Of course, you dethroned KU, your in-state rival, but then this year you got a first to worst. I know a little bit about that, so it's pretty interesting to see that. But you never know. They got more season to go and figure out what they want to do. But I'm excited about that. Have you watched any Wichita State basketball at all?
A little bit.
Yeah. Are you gonna watch the Memphis game coming up?
Yeah, I'm gonna go try to get tickets for that after I leave here.
Yeah, I got one secured.
Oh, yeah.
I cannot wait to go to that game. I'm excited because Memphis is coming off a loss. Mm-hmm. They did jump from 9 to 21, so that loss against Georgia was huge, and they did lose their star players, so it's kind of big. But Memphis is a really good team still. Excited to see what they can do and what they're going to do. And this is going to be the biggest game for Coke Arena this year without a doubt.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Memphis got Precious, and he's pretty good. He should went to KU.
Yeah, Mr. KU fan over here. All right, what else did I have? Let's talk about some Alabama football. Tua Tagovailoa today said he was going to enter the draft. Do you think that was the best choice for him?
Yeah. I mean, if he comes back and gets injured again next year, I feel like that would have really tanked him in the draft. I think he's on right as high now and get on there.
Yeah, I think it's a good decision. I personally, I don't really know. Like you said, that injury prone is definitely a thing you have to think about. But I personally probably would have stayed because 1 more year with Nick Saban is huge, especially when you don't know how you're gonna do after this hip replacement and all this stuff. So we'll see. We'll see what happens there. I'm pretty excited to see what he does, but I think definitely Joe Burrow will be the number one pick. He'll probably be in top 10, top 15 for sure, which is good for a team that still kind of needs a quarterback that can possibly pick him up a little bit later.
And there's a lot of teams this year that need quarterbacks, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I'm very excited about that. So let's talk about these games coming up this week. We have the Kansas City Chiefs versus, if I'm correct, the Titans? The Texans. So it was a rematch a few years ago. They blew out the Texans at home. What do you think about that game and who's going to win?
Man, J.J. Watt coming back for the Texans is big.
That was pretty nice.
I don't know.
It'll be interesting to see,
Yeah.
I'm excited, but at the same time nervous because I know what can happen. So I'm definitely picking the Chiefs, but I think it's going to be a little bit closer than people think because the Chiefs are on that high horse right now. Trust me, I want to see the Chiefs succeed. I do not want to see the Chiefs choke. For the love of God, I've seen the Chiefs choke too many times. You know what we're talking about, especially against the Colts, his home team there, but. Definitely, I'm pulling for the Chiefs, and hopefully they can pull that off. And then we have on the other AFC side the Ravens versus the Tennessee Titans. Do you think the Titans can pull off the biggest upset of the year?
No.
No, I just don't see it how, man. Lamar Jackson and that defense and everything about the Ravens is so much entertaining to watch, and it's just a blast. Why would you think you could do it now? But you never know. They could pull something off. But it's in Baltimore, so good luck with that.
Yeah, they have the spread at -9 right now. So.
9. I might pick the Titans there if I was a betting man. I'd pick the Titans. All right, AFC side we have the. We just talked about the AFC. NFC side, the 49ers get the Minnesota Vikings. Do you think the Niners are going to win this game?
Yeah, I think their defense will. I know the defense kind of struggled towards the end of the year.
Yeah.
But
I'm excited to see if what the Vikings can do, because the Vikings are a good team. It's just the Green Bay Packers, who are obviously only a 2-loss team this year. They did a really good job. So I think it'll be interesting. I think the 49ers are going to have a little bit of fight, a little bit more than they think, but I think 49ers will pull it off, hopefully. But knowing me, I went 1 for 3 this weekend, so I was pretty not happy with that. But now we're going to move into the second seed, a rematch here as a few years ago. The Seattle Seahawks versus the Green Bay Packers. Oh, my goodness. Who do you got, Corbin?
I think I picked the Packers in this one because Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, of course. I know. Trust me. I know a lot about Aaron Rodgers, and the Green Bay Packers are pretty good. I'm excited to see what Beast Mode will do. I've liking what I'm seeing so far. You know, they're not using him a lot, but they're putting him in when he needs the most, and he's scoring, and he's still doing a great job running, getting about 3 yards a carry so far, what I've seen. So it's interesting to see him, but definitely the Packers are going to probably win this weekend, so I'm excited for that. But just hopefully he can live up to this wild card weekend, because this wild card weekend was amazing in football. Yeah. All right, Corbin, let's talk about a little bit of a sport you like. Explain to the viewers what lacrosse is.
Oh, man. What do you mean, like
what lacrosse is? How do you play it? What do you enjoy about lacrosse?
I don't know. It's kind of like a mix of basketball, soccer, and I guess maybe football.
Yeah, he's a beast at lacrosse. If you don't know, I saw him go and play a few games, and it's super fun to watch. What do you love most about it? Why do you love that sport so much?
It's fast. There's a lot. Everything happens real fast, and you just gotta have a high IQ of the game to know what all's going on and be successful.
And what's your favorite professional lacrosse team?
Oh man, probably Denver Outlaws.
Yeah, they're pretty good. The Denver Outlaws are pretty good. I've seen a little bits and pieces of it on the internet. They're pretty decent, and it's super cool though, because not a lot of people think, oh, Corbin and lacrosse until you meet him, and you know he's a big lacrosse guy. It's super cool to watch, super cool to see. I just love watching people like do different sports. You know, it's pretty fun to watch. But you know, that's really it. Let's talk about how you've been since high school. What you've been moving on to now? College,
working and going to WSU.
There you go Sharks. What are you majoring in?
Electrical engineering.
That's fun. That's awesome. Now, what was your favorite memory of me in high school?
Oh man. Oh my God, I can't even. Probably use the mascot, I guess.
Yeah, he is Victory Wildcat. I swear I thought flexing out would have been in there, but.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Freshman year, those of you don't know, when I was a freshman, I was in Bill Dorsey's class. Miss you, Bill Dorsey. God, Disseldorf. That's what I was trying to say. But I was in math, and this guy named Josh Moses was flexing really hard with the guys that I know, Emory Leedy, and they're flexing super hard. I was like, oh, I got this. They're flexing, nothing is working. So I was like, all right, I got this last time. Flex so hard, I pass out, hit my head twice on the floor, and I wake up to a buddy of ours, Jarrett Plummer, going, Burgos, are you alive? So I wake up, and that spreads like wildfire, and it comes to the end of the day, and our English teacher, Kelly Connolly, is like, yo, you flexed out? I'll never forget that, because I remember in our Spanish class freshman year, that's all we talked about that day, and in English, that's all we talked about that day. My favorite memory of you was just be our Spanish class.
Oh, yeah.
Freshman year, there was like 6 people in our Spanish class. Only one of us was taking it seriously. Everyone else was messing around and having a good time, but that was a freaking blast. And you couldn't really ask for a better freshman class, because we were freshmen, we're immature, we don't know what we're doing, and we're all just messing around and annoying the heck out of our Spanish teacher. All right, guys, that's going to do it for this episode. Thank you for watching. If you haven't already, like, subscribe, comment, hit that bell icon. More of these are coming out because these are really fun to do. Thanks, Corbin, for coming, man. It means a lot. Peace.